Roughly 650,000 people experience homelessness in the US on any given night, some of which suffer from various mental illness, others are fleeing from terrible domestic situations. Some of these homeless people are military veterans who either could not receive their earned or promised benefits, or simply couldn't successfully acclimate back into the civilian lifestyle. Whatever the reason, this tragedy befalls too many people far too often. It goes without saying, however, the number one reason people go homeless is that they just simply can't afford housing. It's a shocker, I know, but to put it simply, low income equals poverty, equals I can't pay my bills, equals I can't buy food, equals I can't make my house payment, equals oh my god, I'm getting evicted, equals now I'm on the streets with nothing. Nothing but the clothes on my back and a distant memory of warmth and shelter and food. To nobody's surprise, being homeless is at about the lowest point a person can get here in America. It is an epidemic that hits people indiscriminately. Well, more specifically, it does not discriminate based on race. Some may argue that it does based on gender due to how many women's shelters there are compared to men's shelters and just how many more homeless men there are than women in general. However, gender of homeless people is not the reason I'm making this video. Gender is only a minute part in which I will hit on a little bit further on. No, and unfortunately, I am forced to talk about race and privilege, which leads us to Tre Melvin. Oh yeah, Tre Melvin, a very successful YouTuber with over 3 million subscribers and has a contract with YouTube Red. Tre Melvin. A well-to-do person who can buy his own mother a house. Tre Melvin. Nothing wrong with that. Now here's the good part. He is also the I drink white tears while shitting on white homeless people racist as all hell, Tre Melvin. Look, I'm just gonna go ahead and play his video where he takes a flaming hot poop on homeless people, and afterwards we'll have a little chat.
I need a little help comprehending whatever the fuck it is going on in there, whatever the fuck it is going on in that little minuscule white brain of yours.
Hold on. Hold on. Look at that face. Look at that face. It's so precious. It gets me every time. I mentioned the guy was racist, right? Anywho, this video he's making is part of a back and forth he was having with a guy I'm actually subscribed to by the name of Jeff Holiday. I'm not going to waste time by going over the details of their arguments, so I'll leave a link to Jeff's video on the situation in the description below. It's fairly entertaining.
Hey Jeff, Trey here. You're so fucking ignorant that.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Jesse, why in the world would you want to butt into an argument between two other people? What could have possibly been said to cause you to spit out a few random facts about God's forgotten children? I mean, Trey may be the most racist pile of human feces I have ever seen, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe Trey is just misunderstood. Okay, I'll tell you what, kids. Let's just listen in on his words of wisdom to see what we can take away from it. And maybe, just maybe, he'll put us all in our place.
Money does not equal privilege.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, perhaps my minuscule white brain prevented me from registering that properly. Why don't we listen to that again?
Money does not equal privilege.
Money is exactly that, Trey!
A homeless, poor, white male still has more privilege than I will ever have, regardless of the money that I make. I need you to understand that. I desperately need you to understand that.
All right, Trey, do you like shapes? I like shapes. Wait, does that make me autistic? Maybe. Anywho, let's look at a triangle together, okay? Now, this isn't just any ordinary triangle. This one has a name. His name is Maslow. Yeah, it's a dude. Uh, is that sexist? Anywho, this triangle's full name is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Do you see where I'm going with this? Basically, to get to one level, you must first fulfill the one below. Do you want to see how yours stacks up with a, what did you call him?
A homeless, poor, white male.
Looking at you, Trey, you can almost fulfill all of your needs. That's called privilege, Trey. Whether you're willing to admit it or not. That's what any sane, rational person who isn't obsessed with racial identity would tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. You, Trey, have the ability to buy food, pay for clean water, have shelter without a second thought. Those are the basic things to survive at minimum. Homeless go hungry, sleep in the cold, and die of easily preventable diseases because they cannot pay for any kind of health care. Do you see where you stand now, Trey? You are, now listen very carefully, you are the very definition of privilege. I guess now we can move on to why I'm even making this video to begin with. It's simple. You're popular and influential, Trey. Kids listen to you and hang on your every word. I see tweets from people thanking you for teaching them about their white privilege every day. I do not agree with your message, but I stand for your right to say whatever you will. We have an open marketplace of ideas, after all. That being said, however, the last thing we need is for some of your followers to start smacking the food out of hands of homeless white dudes while shouting, "You privileged white asshole! You don't deserve this! Let's give it to that rich black dude, because he's less privileged." That'd be ridiculous. Enough resources are being taken from what could be used for homeless men to ensure that homeless women's needs are met. I'm not saying that's entirely a bad thing. I know that women have certain needs. Still, homeless men are getting shit on enough, Trey. You need to leave them out of your rhetoric. That's the only message I have for you, Trey. You have anything you want to add?
I can't relate. I certainly wish that I could afford that all people of color could have the luxury of living in this magical fairy tale land that white people such as yourselves have the luxury of living in. In a land where you have so much power that you don't even realize just how much power you have.
By the power of Whitey, I have white skin! Ow. That was dumb. That was a stupid joke. I apologize.
Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life it just